heart of a whole lot of love conceals a treasure trove of hidden subtleties, from the beat tones of the main riff to the flurried pull-offs of the solo and a ton more. Today, I'm going to show you how to play it all. We're going to learn the rhythm, then get into the lead part. Keep in mind, when you're learning this, you're not only learning this song, but you're raising your whole playing level, so it's really worthwhile. Let's get into it. We'll start with a playthrough of the rhythm, learn the rhythm, then move on to the lead parts. On the screen now, we've got a sheet for those of you who have done my rhythm code course. It's going to help you get this super accurate. For the rest of you, we're going to go through it bit by bit, and we're going to start with this main riff, so just have a listen. We're going to split this into two. We got what I'm going to call the riff bit, which is, then we got the chord section, which is. Let's look at the riff first of all. We're going to do a slightly simplified version to begin with. We're just going to do this. We're going to play string 6, fret 7 with the ring finger, and then string 5, fret 5 with the index finger. So that goes. And we're just going to bend this 5th fret a little bit. And then we just play that whole sequence twice. One more time. And you'll see picking wise with the right hand, I'm doing down, up, and then up, down. That'll help you stay in time with the chord section. Let's put that together. Now what we're going to add is one of those subtleties I was talking about in the intro, which is when he plays the bent fret 5 on string 5, he also plays string 4 open. So if you play them together without a bend, you can hear they're actually the same note. When you bend it very slightly out of tune, we get that wobbling sound. They're called beat tones. It's the sound of the two notes being out of tune with each other. And he bends that note in the riff, so it's very slightly out of tune, and you get that wobbling, which is a big part of it. Just have a little practice of that. You have to be a little careful not to knock that 4th string so that it can really resonate freely. And then we just put it in the riff. One more time. So that's our riff section. Let's look at the chord section. Here we're going. I actually tend to fret a bar chord here. This is an A-shaped bar chord, and we're barring on fret 7 across 5 strings with the index finger, and then the ring finger on fret 9 barring string 4, 3 and 2. He uses the little finger, but I use the ring finger, so just use whichever you prefer. Now in this main riff, he doesn't play all the notes of that chord, he just plays the bottom 2. So you might choose to just play those 2, and you'll find that you should naturally just mute the top 3 strings, but if you don't, make sure you do, because you don't want to hear them if they're open. So you start this riff by playing the bottom 2 notes of that chord, and then we're going to do again a slightly simplified version to begin with, just playing the open string 6 like this. So you go chord, then open, open, open. Picking wise, we're going to do down straight for the chord, then up, down, up. So down, up, up. And you do that twice. And then hit the chord one last time. So we go. And then what we're going to do is add another one of these little subtleties, which is the muting which makes it sound super cool. So what we're going to do is, if you just practice on string 6, use the right palm to me. We want to deaden it enough so we don't get the full sound of the note. I'll play the chords one more time just so you can hear that clearly. Okay, and then we'll put the 2 sections together. Let's now look at the intro. This is a little bit 2 for 1 because it's very, very similar to what we just did. It just plays the chord section for longer. I'll just demonstrate it. This is the reason that I play the bar chord, because I think on the first one he hits that. You can just hear the 3rd come through, and it's a cool sound. He literally only does it once. He may have tried to do it other times during the song, you never quite know, because it would be awkward to play. If you want to do that, all you've got to do is hit the whole of that bar chord on the first part of the chord section. So you go. So what we get with the chords in this extended intro section is we get a whole bar of chords just going, just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do the normal amount, which is 3 lots of chords. So we like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. In the second bar of the chords, on the very last chord, he hits the chord a bit more than normal. So this is what the whole of that bar sounds like. What we do on there is on the 3, you go 3, E, and A. So you just hit the A and then play the chord with the downstroke. So you go like this. So all the chords in this section go like this. And then we go back to the riff. Moving on to the chorus, I've got another sheet for you on the screen now. For those who've done my course, should make sense. And for the rest of you, here's a demo. Again, it's quite repetitive. We've got a bit of the played and muting bit, so. And then we've got this other bit, which is a D/E, meaning it's a D chord, so it's this A-shaped bar chord yet again. But instead of having the D in the root note where you'd expect it, it's got an E, which simply is just a complicated way of saying just keep the bar from the last chord and just play these 4 strings. String 5, 4, 3, 2. Now the bass is playing the D underneath. He actually, in this version, the recorded version, he just plays the. And what we're going to do is 4 lots of upstrokes. So we go. One more time. So you're going to be moving your hand to go down, but just only playing the ups. So it's. And then we're back to our other chord section. And then we put the 2 together. After you've played the last chord of the main chord section, you're going to go straight to an upstroke. And it's worth noticing his muting loosens up a little bit there. And he does the same live, actually. He's not as precise about going, especially in the later versions, which are a little bit looser and more improvised and kind of have more of a funky edge than the original. So you can lighten up there a bit if you want to. Rhythm guitar is a powerful force. Just think of the energy you get from hearing a whole lot of love pulsing along. So why do so many guitarists misunderstand it, treating each rhythm like it's brand new with shaky timing killing the groove? Truth is, there's an underlying code that connects it all. Learn it, and wasted hours compound into mastery. Discover the Rhythm Guitar Code, the system for understanding and authentic results. It's easy to learn, you just have to commit. Click the link for a demo, stop wasting effort, and join the greats in unleashing your authentic rhythm. Right, let's have a look at this outro section then. This is the last time we're going to reuse the main riff and just change it up a little bit. Just have a listen. We've got one normal riff and then into this change riff, and it just repeats round and round like that. Let's break that down. We've got normal verse riff. And then we've got our riff, but we missed the last note. So we go one more time. So we're missing off that fret 5. And instead of doing that, we're going to play string 5, fret 9 with our middle finger and slide up to 12. I would say this isn't really a precise slide this. You might slide from other notes, but this is the one I aim for. If you go from like whatever, 7 or whatever, it doesn't really matter because it's the destination that matters, this fret 12. And then we're going to go down to fret 11 with the index. And what we're going to do now is play string 6 at the same time as doing that slide. So it's 6 and 5 together, and we go. So from the riff it goes. One more time. After we've done this slide, we do 2 string 6s back to the muting. So we go one more time. And then we do a bit of the normal chords. We hit a chord. So it's chord, mute, 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 play one more chord. Together it goes. Put it together. So I'll put that whole section together. So we've got normal riff, then outro riff. And I've called that whole thing the outro riff because it just repeats round and round that normal, outro, normal, outro. And just to clarify something on the arrangement, you've got one normal riff before that starts on the outro. So you've got the stop and then you've got this drum fill and then got a normal riff and then it just repeats those 2 round and round. I'll just demonstrate that. So normal riff, outro. That's all our main sections. We've got some other little chord sections as well. Here is the outro stop, as I've called it. So all we've got there is, again, our A-shape bar chord with the bar on fret 7 with the index finger going across the top 5 strings and ideally just knocking string 6, so you just get a mute. And then the ring finger on strings 4, 3 and 2, just barring fret 9. And you just let it ring out this time. And then we're going to go to an E-shaped bar chord on fret 5. So we're barring fret 5 across all 6 strings, ring finger on fret 9 of string 5, little finger on fret 9 of string 4, middle finger on fret 6 of string 3. So we're going. Then the final chord section is the solo stops. I've put the rhythm up here again for the people who've done my rhythm code course. If you can do them in rhythm, you could do down up on this, or probably find that he did down down just for the sound of it. And I do think he's up here because you can hear these parts of the chord that if you were doing the bar chord here, you wouldn't hear them. So yeah, go for this. It's an E shape barred on fret 12, so bars on 12 across all strings. String 5, fret 14 with the ring finger. String 4, fret 14 with the little finger. String 3, fret 13 with the middle finger. So we just play that twice along with the drums, and you've got the solos in between. That's all our rhythm parts. Let's move on to the lead, and we'll start with a playthrough. There are 6 sections to this solo. Let's start with the first one. We're going to divide this into 3 pieces. First part's this kind of rake. Then we've got a pull-off section. And finally a bend. So we'll start with the rake. So we set this up by playing string 2 and 1 on fret 12, barring across with the index finger. And then what we're going to do is play string 3, fret 14 with the ring finger, and we bend this. So we go. And then what we're going to do is rake across those 3 strings like this. So if we just do it with muting, it sounds like this. Try it again with the proper shape. And once you've done that, you leave the bar in place and you come back and play string 2 and then string 1, both on fret 12. So we go. And I tend to take the ring finger off after doing the first bend. So we get this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to play string 2, fret 15 with the little finger, and then fret 12 with the index finger. So if we put that together, it goes. Let's move on to the next section, which is the pull-off part. This is all on string 3, so let's take that as red. We're going to play fret 15 with the little finger and then 14 with the ring finger. So we go. And then that note you just played is pulled off onto 12, like that. So we go. And then we're going to play 14 again and then 12. So if we put that section together, it goes. Let's put the first 2 sections together. And then our final part to this lick is the bend. So here we are on string 3, fret 14, and we play it like this. So what this sounds like is just playing 14, 15, 16. So we're aiming for that. We start by bending 1 fret, and then we're going to bend up a fret higher than that. So that's the simpler way to do it. If you're able to, what we do instead of bending up to that last note is use vibrato to wobble around it. So we go. Let's put the whole thing together. Moving on to section 2, here's our lick. We're going to split this into 3 sections. First section goes like this, second like this, and third like this. Here's the first section. So we're going to play string 3, fret 2 with the middle finger, and we slide up to fret 4. Then we play string 2, fret 3 with the index finger. So we put those together. And then we're going to slide back down the way we came. So we play string 3, fret 4, again with the middle finger, and we slide down to 2. We'll put that all together. And then we add just one more note, which is string 3, open. Moving on to the second part, we go. That involves playing string 3, fret 2 with the middle finger. We pull off onto the open. One more time. And then we just play the open note 2 more times. So it's. And then what we're going to do is just put those 2 chunks together. So it goes. Let's look at the third chunk. This is the same pattern repeated in the form of a run. We're going to play string 3, fret 2 with the middle finger, and we just pull off onto the 0. What we're going to do is just repeat that pattern going across the strings. So we do it on string 3, then string 4. So we just put those 2 together. And then you go string 4 again to string 5. So we go. Putting that together then, so we go string 3, string 4, then string 4 again to string 5. And then if you want, you can hit the open string on string 6. It's hard to hear that because that coincides with the chord coming around again there. So I'll just do that last section again. What we do now is put those 3 pieces together. Section 3 of the solo mirrors the first section. Goes like this. We're going to split that into 2. Here's the first half and the second half. So this first half, we start by playing string 3, fret 14 using the ring finger. And we're going to bend that up so it sounds like fret 16. So it's a 2 fret bend. Like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to play string 2 and 1 on fret 12, barring across with the index finger. And we're going to play string 2, then string 1. So we do our bend, then string 2, then 1. On to the second half of this section. It sounds like this. We start by playing string 2, fret 15 with the ring finger, and we bend it up twice. Now the first bend, we're going to stop by putting our plectrum on top of the string at the very top of the bend. So we go like this. And the second one, we're going to let ring out. And you can add vibrato like I have if you're able to. So those 2 notes, short one, then a long one. Now, while that long bend is at the top, we're going to play string 1, fret 15 with our little finger. So I'll put that together. It goes. Then after we played string 1, we're going to let the ring finger down and then take the little finger off and do another bend. And this one you really want to let that ring out and do vibrato if you can. So if we put those together, it goes. So we've got 2 bends, string 1 with the little finger, and then another bend on string 2. So let's put the whole of that section together. Moving on to the 4th section. We're going to split that into 2 halves. First half goes like this. Second half. Beginning with the first half, we're going to play string 2, fret 17 with the index finger. And then we play fret 20 with the little finger. And what we do is we play it, bend it up, and then let it down. And as you can see, you might want to put your palm on there when you can to avoid the other notes ringing out. We're aiming for it to sound like this, which is actually 4 frets higher, so it's a 4 fret bend, so you've really got to go for it. I'll put those 2 notes together. And then we'll move on to the second half, which goes like this. So what we do for this is we play string 2, fret 17, and then we go to string 3, fret 19. And that's very short, that note, so it goes. And then we go to string 2, fret 20 with the little finger, and we just pull off onto 17. And I believe he does do a little bit of vibrato on there, so you can add that if you're able to. So we put those phrases together. And from the beginning. Section 5. Once again, we'll split this into 2. And then, so the first half goes like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to play string 2, fret 17 with the index finger. And then string 1, fret 19. But we bend this one. So this is a 2 fret bend. So it should sound like this. So you go. So you bend this one up and you put the plectrum on like we did before just to stop the string. Then you let the string down and play that fret without a bend. So it goes. And then we're going to go 1 fret lower with the middle finger. Fret 18. So we've just gone. And adding in the first note as well. And then we'll go on to the second half, which goes. So we're on string 2, fret 20 with the little finger, then fret 17 with the index finger. Then we go to string 3, fret 19 with the ring finger. So those 3 notes. And then we go back to string 2, fret 20 with the little finger. There it goes. And then we finish up on string 2, fret 17 with the index. So that whole phrase is. One more time. So we'll put both halves together with each other. Jimmy Page, Hendrix, Clapton, all soloed with total freedom. and so can you. Yet when we unleash a killer lick, it's 50-50 whether it fits or clashes, and scales don't explain it. Soloing is a puzzle, and you're missing pieces. Today I'm handing you the exact system to absorb and create great ideas, fitting them into any song with certainty. It's easier than you think. Click the link for a demo now, let go of the clashing chaos and free up your soloing before your next jam session. Moving on to our sixth and final section. Start by finding string 2, fret 17 with your index finger. And then we're going to play 19. So we'll just go. And then we're going to keep playing that same fret, string 2, fret 19 with the ring finger, but we're going to bend it 3 times. And at the top of the bend, stop it by putting your plectrum on the string. So it's like this. So from the beginning, we go. I've muted all 3 bends with the plectrum here, but in the actual solo, you just mute the first 2 and the third rings out a little as you move on to the next note. And then after that, we leave this bent and we play string 1, fret 19 with the little finger. The bend on string 2 rings out a little here, but you'll find it dies away as you let it down. So we go from the beginning, it goes. And then to finish, we just play string 2, fret 19. And you can add vibrato if you're able to. So from the beginning, we go. On our chorus, we have got this little slide riff going at the top. It just goes. Just a couple of tips for slide is I suggest you go on your rhythm pickup on whatever guitar you've got and roll off the tone, meaning the least trebly you can get, because slide is very noisy. The other thing you tend to do is put your fingers down on the strings behind the slide. You can have it on your little finger or your ring finger, but you want to just be touching the strings rather than pushing down, and you want to deaden the notes. So what he does in this song is he just plays the middle 2 strings, so string 3 and 4, on fret 9. So you want to be above the wire towards the right of fret 9. And then you're going to slide down so that you end up on fret 6. So you go. But again, that's the fret wire towards the right of fret 6. So, so we're going from 9 to 6. That's all our lead parts. Well done for learning them. Remember, practice slowly, with intention, and you'll master it. But here's the thing. There's a ton of depth to the sound in this song, and many steps you can go through yourself to recreate it, even if you don't own a ton of equipment. I'll be breaking that down in the next video. Subscribe and hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Any questions, please put them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. And finally, if this video has been valuable for you, please return the favour and click the like button, and then you'll be really helping me move the channel forward and keep creating content for you.